All right, tonight we're going to move forward into part 3 of how to kill your Goliath. How to kill your Goliath. Beloved, you were born a champion. Why die a loser? Because champions never seek help from those behind them. And your dreams will never be nurtured by someone dreaming smaller than you. You see, beloved, persecution is the last stage for promotion. Maybe it seems like you got people in your life like the brothers of David, those that despise the champion in him. But champions never wait for others to make a change. We're going to look at that tonight. Because David didn't wait for Goliath to make a move. He started the war. We're going to talk about that tonight. And we're going to look at the connection as we shared something last night. And we're going to look at the connection tonight between these two champions. David, the champion of God. Goliath, the champion of the Philistines. We're going to look at some connections between the two. Because they didn't just meet in this field. There was something that was happening prior to that. I want to take a look at that tonight. And peek into that and hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to us tonight. Because we're going to look at the seed of Goliath. Because Goliath has seeds, but he may also have brothers or sisters or relatives that's connected to him. Failure to kill one will create future wars and attacks in your life. Saul didn't kill King Agag. That affected that affected Mordecai, the uncle of Esther, whose Jewish name is Hadassah. And Haman and Esther were relatives of Saul's father, Kish. And Haman was a relative of King Agag. Because Saul didn't kill King Agag, and he left it open, the battle between the bloods, or blood feuds, it's like the Hatfields and the McCoys, it showed up in the day of Esther. And that's why Haman despised Mordecai and wanted him to die. What you do not deal with will deal with you. Whatever you do not confront will confront you. So life is made up of blood battles. Blood fighting blood. History fighting history. So we see some very troubling things here. We see in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, as we've been sharing, chapter, that there is a story of a battle between a notorious giant by the name of Goliath and an unknown shepherd boy by the name of David. And in my opinion, this is one of the most powerful, inspiring stories in the entire Bible. It is a story that illustrates that there is no giant that we, as the people of God, would ever face that is invincible. Who are the giants that you're facing today? Is it fear? Is it worry? Is it doubt? Is it heartache? Is it jealousy? Is it bitterness? Is it debt? Is it heartache? Is it loneliness? Is it sin in your flesh? Is your mind troubling you? What giant are you facing today? What mountain in your life seems so impassable? It's too wide, you can't get around it. It's too high, you can't get over it. What giants are you facing today? What thing in your life that has caused you to think like a grasshopper? What is minimizing you, and what are you exaggerating in your life? So the question is, are you minimizing God and maximizing your enemy? What are you exaggerating in your life and minimizing in your life? So who are the giants that you're facing today? Is it a financial giant from the land of poverty? Is it a financial giant from the land of poverty that call you daily that you will always be poor? Is it a sickness giant from the land of infirmity who constantly taunts you about being healed? Maybe it is a giant of failure who keeps telling you that you'll never amount to anything in life. Perhaps it is a giant of hopelessness, depression, and rejection. Who is your giant today? That is the question. Who is your giant today? Whoever it is, in whatever form it tries to manifest itself in your life, your giant must die today by fire. You were not created to be a slave, defeated, and serving a dark kingdom of a diabolical king. It is not the will of the Lord that you make a deal with your giant. Oh, our God calls for no compromise. Your giant must die today. Yet at some point in your life, beloved, you must face your giant, and he or she must die. And so the Bible tells you that no matter the strength of your enemy, you don't have to be as big as the enemy. All you need is a stone of faith like that of David. The battle had not started when David told Goliath, today I will kill you. It hadn't started yet, but today I will kill you. He was prophesying. Though Goliath was taunting with destructive prophecies, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to make you all my slave, and I'm going to feed your carcass to the fowls of the air. Though Goliath came with a destructive prophecy, David came back with the word of the Lord and said, no, you got it mixed up, my brother. Today I will kill you, and I'm going to cut off your head, and I'm going to feed it to the birds of the air. But then he says, but you come with a sword and a shield. And yet you come against me in the name of your God, but I come in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of all gods, whom you have defiled. So David already had won the battle before the fight had ever begun. Beloved, you do not go into the battlefield. You go into the battlefield on your knees, so you must win the war before you ever step on the battlefield. And you win it in prayer. You win it in speaking life. You win it before it ever starts. So you win it on your knees in your time of prayer. So violent prayer is non-negotiable prayer. It reaches above all circumstances created by the enemy. And so the logic of violent prayer is not from earth, but from heaven. And that is why the Bible says, if any of you shall say unto the mountains, be thou removed, and be cast into the sea, and would not doubt in his heart, come on now, it shall be so. So violent, focused, fervent prayer looks to God instead of negative circumstances. It smiles when the stormy seas are almost sinking the boat. It mocks the mockers. It subdues the roar of the lion. This is the realm of faith that will bring up uncommon testimonies. For the Bible says that they overcame by the testimony of their mouths. What are you testifying today, beloved? So as we look at this story here, it is yet the story of you and I. You see the story in 1 Samuel, starting concerning a history. But I want to go back and look at some things, because I made a statement last night that there was some kind of possible blood connection between David and Goliath. There is some kind of connection here. And I want to begin to look at that. Because things that happen in your life, there is, most cases, there is something that either drew you to it or there is some kind of a history that is recreating the thing again in our life.